Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is very exciting. It's part 1 of 2 of something I will be doing, which will be discussing Taylor Swift's new fucking amazing album, The Tortured Poets Department. Now, I've done reactions on this channel to her Taylor's versions, and I was genuinely planning on doing a reaction video for this new album. I thought, yep, it's gonna happen. But then I had this like epiphany, you know. Literally 5 hours before the album came out, I said to Lucy, I was like, honestly, I don't want to film my reaction. I just want to sit with it, like no pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to sit with it and kind of take it all in. So that's pretty much what I did at 5 AM with my headphones on. And it was such a good experience, and I'm actually really happy I didn't film the reaction. But I'm not going to leave you hanging. I am going to talk about it because it needs to be discussed. Like, it needs to be discussed now. I'm gonna start by saying that this album is my new favourite album of hers ever. It was Folklore, and Folklore I still hold so fucking dear in my heart. It's not changed, it's just my new favourite. My new favourite is The Tortured Poets Department, which is such a big deal for me because I didn't think anything was gonna beat Folklore in my ranking. So I will be discussing the standard edition in this video, and I will be discussing the anthology in the next video, and I will be including some reaction clips because when I found out that there was a song called Peter, I said to Lucy, I was like, and it could be like Peter Pan themed, I said to Lucy, I was like, I'm gonna have to film this, I'm sorry. So there are 4 songs I managed to get my reaction to from the anthology, which I will put those in the next video, so definitely look out for that. So yes, right now we are going to be focusing on just the standard edition with the standard 16 songs, I think, yes. And yeah, I just want to go through each song, tell you how I feel about it, tell you where it is on my ranking, how much I liked it, how much maybe I didn't, but I mean, all the songs are freaking good. So Taylor released a short last night saying a fortnight till Paris because she's going back on tour in, well, 13 days today actually, which is pretty cool. And it looks like she's adding things onto the set list. So I'm like, in case you didn't know, I'm going to the Eras tour in June. So if she's added something, I'm gonna get to see it. So I'm really hoping she has. But if she hasn't, I'm not complaining. She is doing a 3-hour show, so I'm not complaining. So first we're gonna go through the track list. I've got it obviously on my phone. The last thing I was playing was I Hate It Here, but we're not doing that right now. So the standard edition has the cover that we were all expecting, obviously, like the one with the white border, beautiful chef's kiss cover. There are 2 features on this album, which is Post Malone and Florence and the Machine, and they're both very good. Florida was number 16, Fresh Out the Slammer 15, My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys 14, 13 was I Can Fix Him No Really I Can, 12 is Clara Bow, 11 LOML, 10 The Alchemy, 9 Guilty as Sin, 8 Fortnight, 7 I Could Do It With a Broken Heart, 6 So Long London, 5 Down Bad, 4 The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, 3 The Tortured Poets Department, 2 But Daddy I Love Him, and 1 Who's Afraid a Little of Me. That is my ranking for the album on my first initial listen, so it's probably going to change. Except the top 2 songs are not likely going to change, they're really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the album, kind of talk about my feelings, and the good thing is now I can do it with a broader range of, like, I've seen the music video, I know that it was a double album surprise, so now I've got like more insight. I feel like I have more to talk about. Okay, so first song, album opener. We know she has some iconic album openers. We've had State of Grace, we've had Ready For It, you know, we're all here, we are ready for it. So, but she's never done a opener with a collab before. So this was like a big deal, and it was Post Malone. I have never really listened to Post Malone's music, but I've only ever heard good things, so I was very excited for it. Fortnight, if we go to the song credits, was written by Post Malone and Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. So it's a Jack helpful song and performed by Post Malone and Taylor Swift, produced by Jack Antonoff. So starting off, we've got Dream Team and Post Malone, so it was bound to be good. And it builds so well. And can we just talk about the music video for a second? If you know me, I am a Robin Williams fanatic, and obviously I love Dead Poets Society because I'm also a poetry fanatic. And the fact that they had freaking Todd Anderson and Knox from Dead Poets Society in the fucking music video, oh my god, I was so happy. I was like, It's my two worlds coming together. It was amazing, and I just thought it was a really good music video. I loved the costumes. When she released the teaser the night before, I was thinking like, this is very Bella Baxter, this is very Poor Things. And yeah, it gave off Poor Things, like the experimentation, the kind of dresses, the black and white kind of vibe going on. So also, before I get into lyrically these songs, I just want to make you aware that I will not be discussing who I think these songs are about, because I don't really like doing that, because it's not really my place to do it. It's her relationships, and it doesn't matter who it was written about. The point is, this art is out here now for us to listen to, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I won't really be, you know, discussing her love life. Like, if there is a boy in a song, I will be referring to as, oh, the boy, you know, she's singing about, but I won't be like saying, oh, I think this song's about this person and this person, because quite frankly, it's none of my business. In my opinion, it's none of my business. But I will be talking about everything else that I really like about the albums. There's loads of reviews out there if you want to say. So Fortnight was really good. So we're just gonna go through the lyrics, because I think in the first two lines I was like, what? The first line, actually. I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was like, oh, here we go, Asylum Core. I was literally in my bed like, oh, it's one of those albums. Because from the sneak peeks and stuff, we were like, Asylum, Madhouse thing going on. Like, it gave off that kind of vibe, so that just confirmed it. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. One thing I love about this whole album is how fucking honest it is. She just lays down everything, and I really love it. It's almost like she's like, I'm not afraid to put my poetry out there. And you know what? Nobody should be afraid of that. But since she's so big lately, there's always that fear of judgment, because there'll always be those people. All of this to say, I hope you're okay, but you're the reason, and no one here's to blame, but what about your quiet treason? I love the quiet treason. I love that. I don't know. And for a fortnight there we were, run into you sometimes, ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turned into good neighbours. Your wife waters flowers, I want to kill her. That line, I was like, oh, oh, oh. It's very No Body, No Crime, which I'm a fan of. This is one of my favourite lines, actually. I can't fucking say it. This is my favourite line. All my mornings are Mondays, stuck in an endless February. I took the miracle move-on drug, the effects were temporary. I totally know what she means by endless February. Well, in my opinion, how I interpret endless February is that February is, number one, it's Valentine's Day month, so there's always that 14th where, if, you know, you could get lonely, if you're me anyway. But also February is kind of, it's not January where you can have the New Year's resolutions, you're not all hyped up, and it's not really March, it's just that kind of grey area, which sucks, because my birthday is actually in February, so I quite like it. And Monday mornings, no one likes Monday mornings, really. Monday mornings, endless Februaries. That's just like, that is the definition of how my personal depression feels. And the, you know, the miracle move on drug, just the words, like the effects were temporary. How does she come up with this genius? I swear. And I love you, it's ruining my life. Yes, who remembers when that was one of our first kind of lyrical hints for the Tortured Poets? I touched you for only a fortnight, but I touched you. I love that it just ends at that point until the, and then it goes right into, and for a fortnight there we were, comment on my sweater. Love that. Now you're at the mailbox, turned into good neighbours. My husband is cheating, I want to kill him. So much killing. I love this whole psycho thing she got going on. I love you. It's ruining my life. Hi, I'm going through the song. If you can join in.
I'm about to have a sandwich out there.
Because she's having a sandwich.
Bye.
Bye. Like, I touched you for only a fortnight. You know, like a lot of repetition, which in the context of an asylum. Overthinking, yeah. Thought of calling you, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America. Moved to Florida. Love a good Florida reference. Buy the car you want, but it won't start up till you touch me. Oh, and then it ends with touch you. It's just, like, even though it's quite low on my ranking list, it's still such a good song. Post Malone is, like, on it, I'd say, a really effective amount. Like, the vocals definitely complement each other, and I really like them. So it's definitely, I like that she's released it as a single, personally. But she did say on that post, the first single from Tortured Poets, so I'm like, I wonder what other songs she might be releasing as singles. if I had to say which ones I'd love to be released as singles personally, I mean, I'm not her, so it's not my decision, but if I could make that decision, it'd probably be Who's Afraid of Little Old Me and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. But I feel like it will be I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys. I have a feeling. Anyway, so yeah, that's my opinion on Fortnite. As an album opener, I still have my list of favourite album openers, but it's a pretty good contender, so I quite like it. Okay, the next song is The Tortured Poets Department. Like, going into this, I had no idea if it was going to be like she wouldn't say the words The Tortured Poets Department in it, or it would just be there. And I was proven in the first two lyrics, the first 2 lines, that yes, she's going to be having The Tortured Poets Department in the song. It's going to be said in the song. And it's said in a really cool way. So yeah, this song credit wise, let's have a look. Song credit. So this is also a Jack Antonoff song, no shock there, written by Jack and Taylor, so yeah. I have noticed that with this album specifically, I am loving the Aaron Dessner songs. Obviously I love the Jack Antonoff songs, I always love the Jack Antonoff songs, but there's something about the Aaron Dessner songs, especially on the anthology, but we're not talking about the anthology. So that's for another video. So the first lines is, you left your typewriter at my apartment straight from the Tortured Poets Department. How did she come up with that? I love it so much. Like, typewriters, yes. I mean, we were practically fed a lot of typewriter hints, like with the Spotify lyric videos and stuff. And straight from the Tortured Poets Department, it's kind of like a teasing line, you know what I mean? It's like, oh god, you left your typewriter at my apartment straight from the Tortured Poets Department. Like, it's almost like she's making fun of the idea of being a tortured poet. It's kind of very on the nose. I quite like it. I think some things I never say, like who uses typewriters anyway. Oh, that line, I remember that's a line that I feel like has always been in her discography. Like, that's how I feel about a lot of songs on this album. It's like, hasn't this always been there? You know what I mean? When I'm filming this album has been out a week, so I've had a week to collect my thoughts on it, and all I keep thinking is, these songs feel like they've been here this whole time. Like, I didn't feel that with Midnights, but I do feel like that with this. I don't know why. There's no real rhyme or reason. But you're in self-sabotage mode, throwing spikes down on the road. But I've seen this episode and still love the show. Now, me personally, self-sabotage mode happens quite a bit. So I quite like that she put something about that. Does this seriously... It says on the lyrics on Spotify, but you're in self-sabotage mode. I'm pretty sure it's self-sabotage, right? Why does it say self-sabotage? I don't know why I feel the need. This is an actual thing. Yeah, it's self-sabotage. I don't know why, but it just says self-sabotage. Oh well. And throwing spikes down on the road, like, that is pretty much my self-sabotage. So I appreciate the recognition that that happens. But I've seen, you know, I've seen this episode. I still love the show. Yeah, obviously. Who Else Decodes You? I love... Like, in case you didn't know, my favourite Sabrina Carpenter song is Decode, so just the fact that she said, who else decodes you? She's actually said a few Sabrina song titles in songs. Like, she's got Decode in here, she's got Read Your Mind in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, she's got, oh, there was another one, what was it? Nonsense in Robin, so there's a few, and I'm loving it. And Who's Gonna Hold You Like Me, and Who's Gonna Know You If Not Me? I get the feeling like that. Oh god, I feel like I've had this, especially with whether it's friends or loved ones, where it's like, really, but who knows you like I do? Really? No one. Like, I feel that way about my sister quite a lot. I'm like, who? Nah. This is one of my favourite parts. I laughed in your face and said, you're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith, this ain't the Chelsea Hotel, we're modern idiots. Oh god, I love that. I feel so uneducated because I did not know who Dylan Thomas was. I feel like I felt like I'd heard the name Patti Smith before, and I was in the car with my dad. He's like, oh, she's a singer. So I was like, yeah, I've heard that before. But yeah, I love the fact it's very on the nose of, like, kind of, again, making fun of this whole tortured poet element. Like, oh, you're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith, this ain't the Chelsea Hotel, we're modern idiots. Like, we're not tortured poets, we're just modern idiots. I feel like that speaks to me on a cellular level. Like, I'm such a tortured poet. No, I'm not, I'm a fucking modern idiot. And Who's Gonna Hold You Like Me? Nobody. No fucking body. I love that on Spotify lyrics is just one line. Love that. Nobody. So good, because it's like, no. In this song, it's very much like, nobody, not really. No fucking body's gonna know you like me, and I love that. You smoked, then ate 7 bars of chocolate. Can I just say that when I first heard that line, I thought it was, you smoked, ate 7 bars of chocolate. So the 7, 8, 9 really joke kind of was on me this time, but I love it. I have actually eaten 12 bars of chocolate before. 7 is nothing. We declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. Okay, okay. I'm not really gonna delve into Charlie Puth right now, but I think what we need to remember as far as the lyric goes is we have no idea when this song was written. That's all I'm gonna say. I scratch your head, you fall asleep like a tattooed golden retriever. I did not see that coming when I was listening to it, and I love that it's such a funny image to me. Like, golden retrievers are seen as quite, you know, adorable, helpful and pure, and the imagery of a tattoo is very much like, oh, constantly there, or very rebellious. Tattoos kind of feel like rebellion. So putting rebellion with a golden retriever just creates like such a fucking juxtaposing piece of imagery, but it makes me feel so happy inside. I don't know how to explain it. And I love golden retrievers. They're so cute. But you awaken with dread, pounding nails in your head, but I've read this one where you come undone. Oh, so it's very much like, oh, I can do this again, you know? You awaken with dread, pounding nails in your head. I love that. I love that it went from, you know, I've watched the show and the episode and read this one where you come undone. It's like a book, like a film, like TV shows and books. They're all their own kind of art, like poetry. It's very cool. I chose this Cyclone with you. That just goes back, reminds me of the Cyclone from the music video of Fortnite. And who's gonna hold you like me? And who's gonna know you like me? I laughed in your face and said, you know, we're doing it again. We're doing the, and then the chorus repeats. And here's the bridge. The bridge. Sometimes I wonder if you're gonna screw this up with me, but you told Lucy you'd kill yourself if I ever leave. Can I just say my sister's called Lucy? So all I was thinking in this moment is, oh my god, Taylor Swift just said my sister's name. What the fuck? And I'd said that to Jack about you, so I felt seen. Everyone we know understands why it's meant to be, because we're ... crazy. I love a good bridge. I love a good bridge, especially if a bridge ends with crazy. So tell me who's gonna know me. Oh, I love that that's just its own bit. At dinner you take my ring off my middle finger and put it on the one people put wedding rings on, and that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding. That's such a red herring. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a random thing to be put in the song, but it really is, it's really effective, because you're talking about, you're going on about being ironically tortured poets, but something like taking a ring off a middle finger and putting it on a wedding ring finger is very poetic, so I feel like that's really cool. Who's gonna hold you? Me. Who's gonna know you? Me. I love that change in that. That's so cool. And then it's the chorus again, but instead of we're modern idiots, it's we're two idiots. Who's gonna hold you? Who's gonna hold you? Gonna know you? Gonna troll you? Love that. And then it goes into you left your typewriter at my apartment straight from the tortured poets department. Who else decodes you? It's such a good song. It's not what I expected, because it's kind of like being an ironic take on tortured poets, and I thought it was gonna be like really serious, like piano shit, I don't know. But I really like it, so, and it is my third favourite from the first listen, because it was interesting, and I love the little ding ling 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 in the production of it as well. So yeah, I very much like that song, and if you haven't listened to the album, I don't know why you haven't, but like, you know, just sit with that one with your headphones on and close your eyes like, oh. Okay, My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys is track 3. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about this song, and I agree in the sense that I think it's really good. It's not that high on my ranking, and it seems to be very high on a lot of people's rankings, and it's nothing personal, it's just there's so many songs on the album. Like, there's gotta be some that are in the last of the ranking. I feel bad. Oh, here we go again, the voices in his head, called the rain to end our days of wild. I love weather references. I'm sorry, I am a sucker. Like, we had Cyclone. I love weather references, so I love that. The sickest army doll purchased at the mall, rivulets descend my plastic smile. Now, I've watched enough videos to know that rivulets means like a small pool of liquid or something like that, so it's like tears descend my plastic smile. That's a really hard image, you know what I mean? That is, but it's so beautiful. Like, rivulets descend my plastic smile, but when you actually think about what it means, it's way sadder than it sounds. But you should have seen him when he first got me. Like, bought her from the store. My boy only breaks his favourite toys. I'm queen of sandcastles he destroys. I'm just glad she mentioned castles, because that reminds me of castles crumbling, and that is one of my favourites. It's my, actually, of all time, it's my second favourite Taylor song. It was first until one of the songs from the anthology came out, but I'm gonna save that for the next video. Because it fit too right, puzzle pieces in the dead of night. Love that. Should have known it was a matter of time. Oh, my boy only breaks his favourite toys. Yes, it's a very good chorus. There was a litany of reasons why we could have played for keeps this time. I know I'm just repeating myself. It's one of, like, it's very relatable because it does feel like sometimes, and it can be whether it's relationship or friendships or anything like that, it does feel like you're repeating yourself when... I love the fact she's like, I'm freaking you all out and I don't care. I'm telling him to floor it through the fences. Can I just say that I thought that line, I smiled when I heard that line for the first time because I actually thought she said something different. I thought she said, I'm turning into flora through the fences, like flowers trying to, like, growing out through the bars. That's what I thought she meant. Like, I thought she meant, I'm turning to flora through the fences. Not, I'm telling him to floor it through the fences. And I like I'm telling him to floor it through the fences, but I actually really wish there had been a Flora reference. No, I'm not coming to my senses. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. It's like this very Romeo and Juliet. Very, like, love the tortured poet Shakespeare. Dutiful daughter, all my plans were laid. Tendrils tucked into a woven braid. Now I've got, like, this imagery of, like, you know, very, like I said, Romeo and Juliet. It's kind of like, you know, plans were laid for her. Tendrils tucked into a woven braid. Very, like, neat hair, you know, neat person, neat everything, go along with everything. Growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all. Growing up with everyone having a lot of high expectations of you does mean you want to cling on to childhood, I suppose, at some time. Totally get that. He was chaos, he was revelry, bedroom eyes like a remedy. Oh, I love that line. Soon enough the elders had convened down at the city hall, stay away from her. I actually said this to my sister the day after the album came out. I was like, and don't take this the wrong way, because there are extremes in different fandoms. We all know this. It doesn't matter what fandom you're in, there will be a minority of extremes, and then the rest of the fandom that are like, why? So the extreme, like the extreme Swifties who would go online and, how do I put this? They would go online and they would slander who she was dating, even though they would say on their social media, don't make everything about Taylor be like whatever man she's dating, and then do exactly that. So when she said, so for me, when she said soon enough the elders had convened down at the city hall, I said to my sister, I was like, you know those really extremist fans who seem to be judging everything she's doing and then tell us not to? I feel like they're the elders in this song, in my opinion, because it's like, soon enough the elders had convened down at the city hall, stay away from her. Because everyone in the world thinks they have this right to tell her what to do, just because she's famous. Just because you are a fan of someone does not mean you have the right to tell them who and who not to date. And that's what this song is basically saying. Like, to me, toxic fans, people on the internet, articles, speculation from other celebrities, they are all the elders that have convened saying stay away from her. Like, come on. The saboteurs protested too much. Lord knows the words we never heard. Good on you, mate. Just screeching tires and true love. Because love isn't fucking perfect, okay? And I love the fact that she's used screeching tires, which is like, ah, crash, ooh, and true love. Like, yeah, I love that. Again, juxtaposition. This woman knows how she's doing it. Now, and then it's the chorus again. This line pretty much sums up what I was trying to say. I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. Like, seriously. I don't think she can yell this any louder. You know what I mean? She's literally, to me, what I'm taking from this song is that she is yelling at the top of her lungs, just saying, it's really not that deep. You know what I mean? It's really none of your business. That's what I'm taking. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. Yeah, because she doesn't need to be told anything. Like, they're like, oh, she's gonna ruin this, she's gonna ruin her reputation. It's her life. This song is basically just a banner for, it's my life, get over it. You know what I mean? I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empath's clothing. That line had me floored. I actually thought it was Empire's clothing, and I thought, what, wasn't like the Empire's new clothes? Wasn't he naked in that? But then I realized it empaths. I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empaths clothing. Because a lot of them do pose as empaths, saying, oh, we want what's best for you, even though the people saying that just, it's still none of their business. So I totally understand why they'd be vipers dressed in empaths clothing. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want the best for me. See? I just said that. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see. Why do I feel like that is like a Twitter thread almost? Like a symbolism for a Twitter thread. You know what I mean? Like sanctimoniously performing soliloquies. Because they like go off. A soliloquy is long. I know this. I studied English. I'll never see. Yeah, she's never going to see him. She's not going to sit there and read through the reasons why she shouldn't be in love. You know what I mean? Thinking it could change the beat of my heart when he touches me and counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny. That is so poetic, obviously. Yeah. Like, she's like, why do these people think they can change how I feel just by saying, actually, don't love that guy. It's alright. You ain't gotta pray for me and my wild boy and all this wild joy. See, she's having a good time. Piss off. That's what this song should have been called. I'm having a good time. Piss off. There's a lot of people in town that I just bestow upon my fakest smiles. Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer. It's kind of this, again, it's very Romeo and Juliet. We came back when the heat died down, went to my parents and they came around. All the wine mums are still holding out, but fuck 'em, it's over. Oh, I love that. I love because it's like, oh, you know, the heat died down and my parents came around. All the wild mums are still going, but fuck 'em. Now, and then it like the chorus changes. And now I'm dancing in my dress in the sun and even my daddy just loves him. I'm his lady. And oh my God, you should see your faces because she's like, here we go again. Time, doesn't it give some perspective? No, you can't come to the wedding. I love that. I love how sassy that is, like, in such an undertone. It really is. Like, oh, time gave you perspective. That's great, but you're still not coming to the wedding. I love this song. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. We're all a bit crazy, aren't we? And then it kind of goes into, I'll tell you something right now. You ain't gotta pray for me. Me about wild boy. And then it goes, he was chaos, he was revelry. And it's like, if all you want is grey for me, then it's just white noise and it's my choice. That needs to be put on a banner. Like, that is so good. Grey, like she went, like, it's like, oh, if you want grey, then it's just white noise. Like grey and white, loving it. My choice. Scream, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. Oh, she's so funny. Oh my God, you should see your faces. I love that it ends with that. And then there's a fade out as well. There's a really nice fade out at the end of that song. Also, who produced this? Aaron Dessner and Jack Antonoff. Of course, it's both of them. That's why it's this good. But it was written by Taylor and Aaron. Okay, that's really interesting, actually. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's such a good song. It is a, I don't care what I'm gonna, it's really clear that when she put out these songs, I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like she's put out these songs and thought, honestly, I don't care what people think anymore. This is how I'm feeling. It's on paper. I made this art out of it. I'm gonna put it out there because people can appreciate music. So, you know. Okay, so track 7 is called Fresh After Slammer. This one is produced by, drum roll, Jack Antonoff, and written by Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift. Produced by Jack Antonoff, Taylor Swift. Okay. So it starts with, I'm pretty sure, the chorus, and it's like, whoa. But it does start with like this noise, it's like, nah, nah, kind of like a Texas Western, loving it. It's, now pretty baby, I'm running back home to you, fresh out the slammer, I know who my first call will be to. So, I mean, using prison as a metaphor, I'm here for it. And the fact that it's the slammer, it's the slammer. The way I take it is, you're out of an uncomfortable place, you're out of somewhere you didn't want to be, and you're like, I loved someone, and this is who my first call is going to be to. Fresh out the slammer, another summer, taking cover, rolling thunder, he don't understand me. So it could be like breaking free from a relationship you're not comfortable in, which I think having taken cover in summer, when summer's supposed to be bright and nice and fun. Rolling thunder, yeah. Splintered back in winter. I love that we're going through the season. Silent dinners, bitter. He was with her in dreams. Silent dinners, bitter reminds me of Tolerate It and the visuals from the Evermore era on the Eras tour. It's very good. He was with her in dreams. Grey and blue and fights and tunnels. It's just, again, how can so little words mean so much? Handcuffed to the spell I was under for just 1 hour of sunshine. it's very much like, you know, any relationship, if you are only happy for 1 hour out of the rest of it, and the rest of it's grey and blue and fights and tunnels, and to get to that sunshine you need to get to that point, then it's almost like breaking free, you know? It's very interesting. Years of labour, locks and ceilings in the shade of how he was feeling. Again, it could be another depression reference. But it's gonna be alright, I did my time. You know, like kind of like doing, so she felt imprisoned, she did her time, now she's out. She's fresh at the slammer. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that, I'm sorry. Then it goes to the chorus, now pretty baby, I'm running back home to you, fresh out the slammer, you know. And then it goes into camera flashes, welcome bashes, get the matches, toss the ashes off the ledge. And considering she's been going on in other songs about how a relationship being like ending, like kind of relating to death, the throwing ashes off a ledge is very like kind of the final thing you've got to do to move on. Oh, that's what it feels like anyway. Like, get the matches. Is she is she performing the cremation? I don't know. As I said in my letters, now that I know better, I will never lose my baby again. Oh, my friends tried, but I wouldn't hear it. Watched me daily disappearing for just one glimpse of his smile. So it's kind of like she's found something that makes her happy, and her friends have watched her. It's very it does feel like a movie, doesn't it? All those nights you kept me going, swelled you into all of my poems. Oh, poems. Now we're at the starting line, I did my time. So I mean, it sounds very much like an ending of a relationship someone was unhappy in, and they're going into one that makes them feel a lot more. It's really nice, actually. Now, pretty baby, I'm running to the house where you still wait up, and that porch light gleams to the one who says I'm the girl of his American dreams. Porchlight, can't help but think of Betty. And no matter what I've done, it wouldn't matter anyway. Ain't no way I'm gonna screw up now that I know what's at stake. It's kind of like learning from past things kind of line. Here at the park where we used to sit on children's swings wearing imaginary rings. So that kind of brings me back to the Tortured Poets ring reference again. Like, it's like weddings and funerals are mentioned so often. But it's gonna be alright, I did my time. ... So yeah, I mean, the whole theme around it is so interesting, and it starts and you think, oh, I'm in a Texas drama, and then it's like, the ending's so beautiful sonically. Like, if you haven't listened to that song, the end bit is just worth it. It's really good. It like slows down. Like, the way I see that is it's called rapid, 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 and then the beat slows down at the end. It's like, okay, we're here now, we can fucking breathe, you know what I mean? It's so cool how songs can do that. Okay, track number 8, I'm pretty sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, oh wait, no, yes, 8. Track number 8 is our second feature, which is Florida, 3 exclamation points, featuring Florence and the Machine. I was really excited about this one. As you probably noticed at the beginning, this was my least ranked one, but like I said, there had to be one at the bottom. I'm so sorry. It's a banger though, it's really good. You can beat the heat if you beat the charges too. It's warm in Florida. I've been to Florida, it's fucking boiling. They said I was a cheat, I guess it must be true. That whole, you know, oh, well, they said it, so it must be fucking true, guys. Oh, the amount of sarcasm in these lyrics, it's great. And my friends all smell like weed or little babies. See, I remember when I heard that line, I was like, what the... That's funny and I love it. And my sister was like, oh yeah, because either she's having friends who are partying and getting stoned, or she's had friends who have kids. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They're two very juxtaposing scents. And this city reeks of driving myself crazy. There's another scent, except this one reeks. Little did you know your home's really only a town you're just a guest in. See, that made me think, because I was like, it is, isn't it? It really fucking is. So you work your life away just to pay for a timeshare down in Destin. Florida is one hell of a drug. Florida, can I use you up? So it's kind of like she's using Florida, but she must have some, Florida must be some kind of escape. And it's being used as like a kind of almost like an otherworldly destination. Like, oh, I can, like, nothing matters in Florida. Like, I can just go nuts in Florida. That's what it feels like. The hurricane with my name when it came. See, was there a Hurricane Florence? Because I feel like that's what I might be referencing. Because this is when Florence is singing. I got drunk and I dare it to wash me away. That's what I mean. Florida's crazy. Barricaded in the bathroom with a bottle of wine. Well, me and my ghost, we had a hell of a time. Yep. It's kind of like, Florida's a place you get a bottle of wine during a cyclone, just woohoo. Like, you know, it does feel like, you know, especially later on when it's like, fuck me up, Florida, which is a line I didn't know I needed, but here we are. Yes, I'm haunted, but I'm feeling just fine. You know, because sometimes haunted, it's good to reconnect with your ghosts, you know? All my girls got their lace and their crimes. You know, obviously. And your cheating husband disappeared. Well, no one asks any questions here. That's what I mean. This place, the way they're writing about Florida is very much like, oh, anything can happen here, mate. This is what Disney World is. Although that's all I think of. All I think of is Disney World, because I love Disney World. So I did my best to lay to rest all of the bodies that have ever been on my body. Oh my god. That feels very psychotic. I don't know why. Like laying to rest all the exes. Goodbye. Like all the bodies that have ever been on my body. Like, metaphorically, just go to lay to rest. R.I.P. And in my mind, they sink into the swamp. I feel like that's a reference to something that happened in Florida. I just can't remember what, because it's like, is that a bad thing to say in a song? So, little did you know your home's really only the town you'll get arrested. I can't talk apparently. Really only the town you'll get arrested. When I first heard that line, I thought, did she just say arrested? But then I thought, is it arrest in? Like you'll get arrest in? But I was right, it's arrested. So you pack your life away just to wait out the shitstorm back in Texas. Yep. Florida is one hell of a drug. Florida, can I use you up? And then there's just a bridge that's amazing. I need to forget, so take me to Florida. I got some regrets, I'll bury them in Florida. Tell me I'm despicable, say it's unforgivable. At least the dolls are beautiful, fuck me up, Florida. It's very like, I don't care, what you do in Florida doesn't count. You know what I mean? It's kind of Vegas-y. I need to forget, so take me to Florida. I got some regrets, I'll bury them in Florida. Tell me I'm despicable, say it's unforgivable. What a crash, what a rush, fuck me up, Florida. It's one hell of a drug, it's one hell of a drug. At that point I thought she was singing It's One Hell of a Drive. I was like, fair enough, everywhere's far away in America. Love left me like this and I don't want to exist, so take me to Florida. It's kind of like, if anything goes wrong, just go to Florida and have a fucking good time, you know what I mean? And then it kind of goes into like repetition bridges as well. With one hell of a drug, can I use you up? And then it ends with Florida is one hell of a drug, Florida, go on, fuck me up. So it's just ending saying, you know, what it's basically been saying this whole song. Fuck me up, bitch. And I actually really like Florida as a place, even though Trump's from there. I mean, I have some really nice memories from Florida, but I think these memories might be a bit different, because mine are all in Disney World, so, you know. Disney World's kind of like a drug. Easy to get addicted to. Now, I actually predicted that this song was going to be my favourite. The next song, which is track 9, which is Guilty as Sin, with a little question mark, because I've had experience, okay? I've had experience where I've kind of been inferred to as a sinner, because, well, in my case, it's because of my sexuality and my gender fluidity. You know, I digress. Let's just hop into the lyrics. Oh, also, we did not check the credits for Florida. 1 second. Song credits. Let's have a look, shall we? Produced by Jack Antonoff, written by Taylor and Florence. Of course. Of course. Okay, so Guilty as Sin. I feel like this is Aaron. Is it Aaron? Shall we have a look? Is our boy Aaron back? I was about to go, Aaron, it's Jack. I love Jack. I don't know why I went, sorry, Jack. So written by Jack and Taylor, produced by Jack and Taylor. Let's hop in. I'm reacting to these lyrics like I haven't been listening to them for the last week. I'm trying to give you some authenticity here. Drowning in the blue Nile, he sent me downtown lights. I'm guessing that it says I haven't heard it in a while. So I'm guessing Downtown Lights is a song. I've never heard it. Clearly it's a meaningful song. I hadn't heard it in a while. My boredom's bone deep. Oh. This cage was once just fine. Am I allowed to cry? Oh, see, that was another line we got hinted at before the album came out. And with my boredom's bone deep, this cage was once just fine. Like a cage of like, oh, I could cope with this cage. I could cope with this, like, either boredom or sadness. Now I can't, because you've just sent me a song that reminds me of something sad. I don't know, maybe that's it. I dream of cracking locks, throwing my life to the wolves. That feels like a line like from Fresh Out the Slammer. I love that. Or the ocean rocks, crashing into him tonight. He's a paradox. I'm seeing visions. Am I bad or mad or wise? It's kind of, see, I saw someone, I think it was, oh, that bird is so pretty. Oh my god, 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 look at him. Look at the little birdie. Oh, he's gone. Did you see that? That was so cute. Sorry, I got distracted by wildlife. Okay. Sorry, I never see birds like that. It was really sweet. So it's kind of like very much, I think it was in Bonnie and Emily's video. If you don't know them, what are you doing? Where they were like, is she talking about loving herself, if you catch my drift? Like, it feels like a very loving yourself kind of song while, you know, while you're imagining or thinking about. So I don't want to get demonetized. Although I probably already am. Not that I earn any money anyway, just... What if he's written mine on my upper thigh only in my mind? That's saucy. One slip and falling back into the hedge maze. Oh, what a way to die. See, the only thing I can think of with that is Harry and Cedric. I'm sorry, you say hedge maze and then die. That's all I'm gonna think of. I keep recalling things we never did. Messy top lip kiss. How I long for our trysts. That's a word I need to look up because I forgot what trysts actually means. Because I don't actually know, so there's no way I could forget. Trysts meaning... Ooh, a private romantic rendezvous between lovers. That is very saucy. How I long for our intense rendezvous as lovers. Without ever touching his skin, how can I be guilty as sin? It's very like kind of, I'm just thinking about it. I'm not actually acting. You can't, I'm only thinking about it, man. Good luck by me, Kelly. We've all been there. Okay. I keep these longings locked in lowercase inside a vault. See, we know what we all think about when we hear vault, from the vault, which I do think about, but like keeping the longings locked in lowercase, like I've seen people theorize how folklore's all lowercase and stuff like that, but I actually think maybe lowercase could mean, because you see lowercase, you think quiet, you think uppercase, you think yelling. That's what I do. So she's saying them really quietly, and just in case someone does hear her, she's in a vault. That's how I see it. Someone told me there's no such thing as bad thoughts, only your actions talk. So this is kind of like a, again, I'm thinking about it, I'm not actually doing it. These fatal fantasies. Oh, love these fucking lyrics. Giving way to labored breath. Uh-oh. Taking all of me. We've already done it in my head. See, at this point I'm like, oh damn. If it's make-believe, why does it feel like a vow we'll both uphold somehow? It's kind of like you want to be doing something with someone, but you're not, because you're not guilty if you don't. You know what I mean? I'm only thinking about it, but if I'm only thinking about it, why do I feel guilty? Yet I'm not as guilty as him, but I feel guilty for some reason. And then it's the chorus again, but it does a little switcheroo after the hedge maze line. It says, my bed sheets are ablaze. I've screamed his name, building up like waves, crashing over my grave. What in the sexual imagery, woman? Loving it. Without ever touching his skin, how can I be guilty of sin? And then we've got a bridge, I'm pretty sure. What if I roll the stone away? They're gonna crucify me anyway. Literally, because sometimes people will take anything badly. But what if the way you hold me is actually what's holy? Oh. I feel like this is, even though this is about something completely different, the way I interpret this song as a bisexual, gender fluid person is, it's like, even if I ignore them, they're gonna crucify me anyway. And what if how they hold me makes me feel fucking religious? You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Hi! If long-suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. It's kind of like, if you want me to be suffering, if you want me to suffer by just ignoring this person and pretending I don't feel anything, then you have no idea how much I've been thinking about this bitch, and he's been haunting me. I choose you and me, ... religiously. Drop the microphone. That's such a good line. Especially with the way I relate to it. It was like a... And then what if he's written mine on my upper thigh? Yeah. And then it ends how it started. He sent me downtown lights. I hadn't heard it in a while. Am I allowed to cry? I love when songs end how they start, and Taylor is a mastermind at doing that. We already know this. We already know this. Okay, so now that we've gone past that lovely gem of a song, we are going to have a look at my personal favourite, which I'm gonna have to limit the amount I can talk about this song because I will want to talk about it for days. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Oh, this song is so good. Song credits, we have written by Taylor Swift, so it's self-written, and produced by Jack. So obviously it's gonna be good. I also love the fact that she's used the cool burning pages Spotify canvas. I mean, who? Okay, come on. Oh, sorry guys, we're gonna have to intervene later. And my dad's just got me some KFC. Who's afraid of KFC? You shouldn't be, it's good chicken. But before we carry on, we have a KFC intermission. Provided by Swifty Dad. Yay! Oh. And we're back from the KFC break, which was very well earned, I must say. So, we're up to track 10, as I said. I'm very excited about this one. So let's begin. The who's who of who's that is poised for the attack. Now, that's very like, that feels very reminiscent of people constantly talking about Taylor Swift, which is fine until it gets toxic. But my bare hands paved their paths, you don't get to tell me about sad. Oh, you don't get to tell me about sad. I feel like that was one of the words, that was one of the phrases we got before the album. If you wanted me dead, you should have just said. It's kind of like, don't beat around the bush. You know what I mean? Nothing makes me feel more alive. Oh. So I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street, crash the party like a record scratch as I scream, who's afraid of little old me? You should be. Oh my god, I remember when I first heard that chorus, I was in love. It's such an evil sounding song, but such a soft sounding song, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I am pushing through all this criticism and stuff that is being thrown at me, and I'm gonna crash the party and ask who the hell is afraid of me. And she's like, people keep underestimating her, but not just her, like women in general in the industry, like. And she's like, well, you should be, because I deserve to be here and I have talent. The scandal was contained, the bullet had just grazed, at all costs keep your good name, you don't get to tell me you feel bad. It's kind of like every scandal she does, everything's being contained. The bullet has always, it keeps dodging bullets very much. At all costs keep your good name. It's very much, I'll tell you something about my good name, it's mine alone to disgrace, you know? You don't get to tell me you feel bad. Is it a wonder I broke? Let's hear one more joke. It's like, it's like pushing and pushing and pushing. It's not funny anymore. Then we could all just laugh until I cry. That's a line. And then it's the chorus again, and she adds on more. I was tame, I was gentle, till the circus life made me mean. Don't you worry, folks, we took out all her teeth. Who's afraid of little old me? You should be. See, I love the fact that she's kind of done, because like, you take out like circus animals, you take out their teeth, and it's a very known thing that circus animals are abused and stuff, and in history they have been like, you know, kind of like yelled at to perform, and they constantly have to perform for people who are demanding more. So it's very interesting that she decided to do that. You should be, you should be, you should be. So tell me everything is not about me, but what if it is? Yeah, I love that line. Then say they didn't do it to hurt me, but what if they did? That line I love, because it's always like, yes, you can assume the best in everybody, and like, oh, they didn't do it to hurt you. People can be malicious. Most of the time, some of them do, and what if they did, you know? I want to snarl and show you just how disturbed this has made me. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. That's probably one of my favourite lines from the whole song, and it's, people are already latching on to how good that line is. Like, I want to snarl and show you, just like, she wants to, I totally relate to that, just wanting to just yell and just be animalistic about it and just scream and rip shit up. But when women do that, men don't like it. It's like Mad Woman again. Poke that bear till the claws come out, you find something to wrap your noose around. So never-ending cycle of misogyny. Hate it. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. Like, that could mean anything, really. I mean, depending on each individual person listening to this, that could mean school, that could mean home life, that could mean anything. That line is just so versatile. Like, for me, it's my anxiety and depression and everything that's gone on. With Taylor, it could be anything. It could be being cancelled on the internet. It could be growing up in an industry where that is so men heavy and telling her what to do all the time. And this album finally feels like a breaking free point of like, I'm gonna do what I want and you can deal with it. I quite like it. So all you kids can sneak into my house with all the cobwebs. That's very creepy imagery. Like, kind of like Kids Online, maybe, sneaking into a house with like all this past shit everywhere, ready to throw at it. It's so stupid. I'm always drunk on my own tears, isn't that what they all said? That'll sue you if you step on my lawn. That I'm fearsome and I'm wretched and I'm wrong. The fact, like, I love the way she sings that, by the way, when she's like, that I'm fearsome and I'm wretched and I'm wrong. I swear to God, that's what my fucking head sounds like. That's what my brain. Put narcotics into all of my songs and that's why you're still singing along. There have been so many theory videos that Taylor's with Satan, or Taylor's a demon, or she's using demonic imagery to brainwash the public and she's part of a cult. And the only reason we could be enamored by such a powerful woman must be something out of this world for it to be successful. Like, bruh, no. Bruh, no. And then it goes back into the awesome chorus, and it went through, "'Cause you lured me and you hurt me and you taught me." Like, these people who are doing this stuff are the ones that feel like they're always pulling the strings. You caged me and then you called me crazy. Again, it's giving very Mad Woman. It feels the same kind of message and vibe. I am what I am because you trained me. Yep. You want them to be more tough, they'll get tougher. So who's afraid of me? So who's afraid of little old me? Who's afraid of little old me? I love the fact that there's a ... and a question mark at the end of that on Spotify lyrics. Makes me very happy. But yeah, that is my favourite song. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of how much I can talk about it. Because not only are the lyrics fire, no, the sound is fire. The sound is so good. And I would have like played them through in this video, but I figured I want to focus more on talking about them. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, either you probably already listened to it if you're watching this video, but if you haven't, go ahead. And the next one is a song that a lot of people were excited about, including me, which was I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can. And this was actually quite low in my ranking, but it's nothing personal against the song. It is a really good song, track 11. And if we look at the song credits, it's another Jack song written and produced by Taylor and Jack. So yeah, that's always a good sign. We know this. The beginning of this one has the same kind of feeling as Fresh Out the Slammer in an odd like kind of thing. Like this sound. Feels very the same, like kind of like a Texas movie again. This song is actually really good. Not that I'm surprised, but it's so very, it does feel like an almost softer song for like almost like a sensual cowboy movie. Okay, let's just go into the lyric. The smoke cloud billows out his mouth like a freight train through a small town. The jokes he told across the bar were revolting and far too loud. I love this because it just starts off with the storytelling of like, he is a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, the smoke cloud billows out his mouth like a freight train through a small town. It's like, oh, he's drawing attention, but he's also kind of polluting the air in an odd way, which is goes back to the jokes that he's telling across the bar were revolting and far too loud. They shake their heads saying, God help her when I tell him he's my man. But your good Lord doesn't need to lift a finger. I can fix him, no really I can. And only I can. It's so cool. Sorry. Like, it's kind of all these people. It feels like this is all set in a bar. Like, it all feels it's all set location of a bar in like this small like Texas town, like with the cowboys. Like, they shake their head saying, God help her. And she's like, God doesn't need to help me. I got this, bitch. It's really cool. The dopamine races through his brain as on a 6-lane Texas highway. You know, I knew it would, when I listened to this and it mentioned Texas, I was like, okay, yeah. His hand so calloused from his pistol softly traces hearts on my face. It's like, oh, his rough hands are touching my face. Ooh, it really is an I Can Fix Him song. It really is. And I could see it from a mile away, a perfect case for my certain skill set. It's like, oh yeah, this I can get on board with it. He had a halo of the highest grade, he just hadn't met me yet. See, I don't know how to take that line, like creatively, because he had a halo of the highest grade, he just hadn't met me yet. So he has a halo, he just isn't aware yet because he doesn't know me, that kind of thing, which is kind of sweet, sort of, yeah. And this, I must say, this bridge is the sexiest part of this whole song. Good boy, that's right, come close, I'll show you heaven if you'll be an angel all night. Trust me, I can handle me, a dangerous man. No, really, I can. It's the fucking... And it's the way she sings it, so it's like, good boy, that's right. Oh, it's so good. It's like, oh, I'll show you heaven if you can be like good, if you can be an angel. And I can handle a dangerous man. No, really, I can. It's like, oh, damn. And there's like a ... after no, really, I can as well. And then it goes into the chorus again. And then when it goes, I can fix him, no, really, I can. And it goes, whoa, maybe I can't. And then it ends. And the whoa on Spotify lyrics is in capital letters. Whoa. Whoa. So at the end she's like, oh, maybe I can't. So the whole song's like, yeah, I can fix him. I got this, bitch. And then at the end she's like, I don't think I got this, bitch. Such an honest ending and a lot more relatable, because usually you think you can fix someone. You probably can't, I don't know. With that song, even though it's low down on my list on my first listen, I would say it's definitely moved up in the week I've listened to it, because it's just like, oh, you can just do this to it. It's like, it's so good. Okay, the next song is LOML, and there was a lot of debate when this album came to, you know, the public knowledge and the track list came out, and there was a lot of debate when the track list came out of the LOML, like, is she going to change the meaning? Is it going to be love of my life? Is it going to be loss of my life? Let's just say the Swifties were correct. Yeah, this is Aaron Dessner. I thought it was. So, written and produced by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. This song is heavy, so let's just dive in. Who's gonna stop us from waltzing back into rekindled flames? Oh, it's just so vivid. So vivid imagery. It's like an almost haunting dance in a way. Like if you're like gonna accidentally waltz back into rekindled flames, then the two people must be falling in love so easily. It's giving like almost, I'm picturing a waltz in embers. It's so, if we know the steps anyway. Oh, yeah. They're doing it out of memory. Like, it's almost like muscle memory. Like, if we know the steps anyway. We embroidered the memories of the time I was away stitching We Were Just Kids, babe. Oh. Why did you have to bring embroidery into this? I said, I don't mind, it takes time. I thought I was better safe than starry-eyed. That, like, better safe than sorry, better safe than starry-eyed. She doesn't want to be sorry, she just doesn't want to be starry-eyed. It's just so, it's almost like better safe than in love, almost. That's how I'm reading it. I felt a glow like this, never before and never since. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. Oh my god. So I felt a glow like this. So she's trying not to dance into rekindled flames, but it looks like she has. Never before and never since. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. You and I go from one kiss to getting married. There's another married reference. So much death and marriage in this. Still alive, killing time at the cemetery. Fucking, yeah. Never quite buried. Oh. It's giving kind of, you know, like when you read those stories about people that are constantly gravitating back towards each other, like never buried. It's really interesting. In your suit and tie, in the nick of time, you low down boy, you stand up guy, you holy ghost, you told me I'm the love of your life. He said I'm the love of your life about 1,000,000 times. See, he's always coming. It's like this guy almost like always coming in the nick of time. Like, you know, he's low down, but he's stand up guy. It's so good. Like, you holy ghost, like Holy Ghost, buried, cemetery, married. It's so church heavy. So much imagery. Ah. Like, you said I'm the love of your life about 1,000,000 times. It just reminds me of it, and it dies and it dies and it dies 1,000,000 little times. Illicit first, we know. 1,000,000 little times. Who's gonna tell me the truth when you blew in with the winds of fate and told me I reformed you? Oh, God. Yeah, it's different knowing that's not the truth, I suppose. Yeah, when your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fakes, well, you took me to hell too. Oh, I love a good heaven and hell, like, moment, because it's so heavy. It's been heavy in the last few years of my life, so I'm really happy that she's using these kinds of imagery. It's like, almost like the image you wanted of a heavenly image you wanted to put out of yourself was a fake impressionist painting. And it took me to hell. It's like, oh, wow. And all at once the ink bleeds, a con man sells a fool a get love quick scheme. Oh my god. You know what's funny? I've listened to this song all week, and I've listened to these lyrics, but it's so different when you're reading them out in a poetic kind of form. It's just so different. But I felt a hole like this, never before and ever since. So it's like, oh, you know, I felt something like this, never before, never since, whether it's positive or negative here. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. What we thought was for all time was momentary. Still alive, killing time at the cemetery, never quite buried. You cinephile in black and white. So, like, I think a cinephile is like a movie lover. All those plot twists and dynamite. Very old Hollywood. Mr. Steal Your Girl, then make her cry, you said I'm the love of your life. There's a very old Hollywood theme. They're like, oh, you know, you're a cinephile, you're in black and white, all these plot twists, dynamite, you know, Mr. Steal Your Girl, make her cry. Love of your life. God, it's so good. I think this is the bridge. Oh my gosh. You shit-talked me under the table, talking rings and talking cradles. I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. It's very, like, it's getting close to that one thing and it's just being pulled away, which is kind of going back to the flames, like at the beginning when I was talking about, you know, gravity pulling you back. But now it's gravity kind of pulling you away way too fast. Dancing phantoms on the terrace, are they secondhand embarrassed that I can't get out of bed because something counterfeits dead? That is a fucking good lyric. I remember hearing that for the first time. Dancing phantoms on the terrace, are they secondhand embarrassed? I don't know what crack she puts in these songs. Because it's like, oh, the phantoms of the other dancers who are dancing near embers and stuff. That's how I see it. That I can't get out of bed because something counterfeit's dead. Yeah, we've been there. Anything could be counterfeit though. Like, what I love about her lyrics is that they can apply to so many things in different people's lives. And it's so interesting. It was legendary. It was momentary. It was unnecessary. Should have let it stay buried. It's like she's digging, it's like the story of someone digging something up. Like, was that necessary? Yes, because it made me feel something. I don't know. Oh, what a valiant roar. What a bland goodbye. The coward claimed he was a lion. See, I thought, like, I'm pretty sure that's a Wizard of Oz reference. I mean, you know, the cowardly lion. I'm combing through the braids of lies. Didn't know I needed that line in my life, but we're here. I'll never leave. Never mind. Our field of dreams engulfed in fire. There we go with fire again. Loving these fire reference. Your arsons match your somber eyes. These fires have been set. Like, it's very much like, oh, these fires are being set purpose. And I'll still see it until I die. You're the loss of my life. You're the loss of my life. And then she just plot twists it at the end. Of course she does. Because up until then it was like, I'm the love of your life. It wasn't LOML, like love of my life. So I was like, oh, so when I was listening to it, I was like, is she going to twist this around at the end? Either she's gonna go, you're the love of my life, or she's gonna do something different. And then she did something different. And I was like, oh, of course she did. It's Taylor Swift. Yeah, okay. So that is, I'd say that was a really good contender for a track 5. If I had to guess what would have been a track 5 if it hadn't have been So Long London, it probably would have been that, from what I can tell of how sad the lyrics are. But sometimes, I suppose, I can't imagine that picking a track 5 is very easy, because you've got to pick something, it's usually the saddest songs, but it's also got to have, it also matters how it would impact to her, and there's no way of us knowing, but it's track 5 material, in my opinion, from my experience. Anyway, this next song has been very much a main event lately, and it's track 13. Are we really shocked that this is track 13? I'm not. It's okay, I can do it with a broken heart. Now, everyone theorized about this song, and it's like, will it be like being on tour with a broken heart and feeling sad? And yeah, I think they were right about that. The way she's decided to do it in such a bopping 80s synth way, legendary. So let's hop in. This one, I think this was Jack. Was this Jack? Yeah, written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff, produced by Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift. Very nice. I can read your mind. She's having the time of her life. There in her glittering prime, the lights refract sequin stars off her silhouette every night. I can show you lies. Now, this could either be directed to fans or the media. Either way, it makes sense. It's like, people just assume, like, it's the same with everyday stuff as well. You just smile to get through stuff, and sometimes people just have to do it, even if it sucks. Because I love this bit. Because I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it. And I did. Lights, camera, bitch, smile, even when you want to die. He said he'd love me all his life, but that life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor. All the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more. I was grinning like I'm winning. I was hitting my marks because I can do it with a broken heart. Okay, there's a lot to take in about that pre-chorus. Whoa. I love the lights, camera, bitch, smile, because that must be how it feels. I mean, obviously, no one's ever going to be in this situation that she is, but I can imagine you just want to not smile. Ugh, it's awful. But like, I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. It's the very like, I've done this a long time. You can hear, I've done this a long time, I can fucking do it. And when it's like, all the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more. One thing I have noticed is that she is raising bars with talent and expectations in music so much because of how talented she is. And that's fine. But she's given us so much of her like poetry in time, especially on stage. And ever since the first Speak Now announcement, it's like everybody wants an announcement at their show. Everybody wants something different. They want new now. It feels very like, haven't I given you enough? I feel like with the crowd chanting more, it's like, it feels like she's literally breaking her back to give us new stuff all the time. And it's just, for some, it just feels like it's never enough. We'll have like a day with a new Taylor's version and they're like, okay, where's the next one? I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like the usual rota is from, you know, past albums is usually, you know, release an album every 2 years. But with the reclaiming of her music, it's just gone a different path. And with Folklore and Evermore, that was during the pandemic. So they came out very close together. So I understand why they might be conditioned to be expecting more often. But at the same time, they need to remember that, like, she is a person just like anybody else, and sometimes it seems, from my perspective, from what I've seen from social media and people, is that they just want more all the time. Like, something is just never enough anymore, and I find it really interesting that she's put that in a song, because it's true, unfortunately. And then it goes into like this really boppy chorus with such sad lyrics. I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so obsessed with him but he avoids me like the plague. I cry a lot but I am so productive. It's an art. You know you're good when you can even do it with a broken heart. I feel like she's kind of doing this song in such an ironic, laughing kind of way, like, God, I'm fucking good. She is. That, like, birthdays do get more depressing as you're older. I can't tell if that line, because some people have taken this line two ways. Some people have been like, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm so depressed, so I act like it's my birthday every day so they don't know I'm sad. Or I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday because birthdays make me depressed. But there's no comma after I'm so depressed, so I think it's supposed to be I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. I think it's like, I feel like for me, I keep interpreting it like I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday because birthdays are depressing. But since there's no comma, I feel like I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. Like, oh God, I'm so annoyed I have to act like it's my birthday every day. Like that kind of thing. I don't know. It's a lot of analysis for one line, I'm sorry. Like, I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. I wish that was me. That used to be me, and let me tell you, it's not fun. It's an art. I can hold my breath. I've been doing it since he left. I keep finding his things and drawers, crucial evidence. I didn't imagine the whole thing. I'm sure I can pass this test. The fact that she's referencing it to as a test, like I've seen people on TikTok saying, I feel guilty going to the Eras tour now if she's really this upset on stage. I'm like, there will be parts of everyone's job where they don't like doing it. That is just a fact, and I don't think it's any different with singers. And honestly, from what I've seen on stage, from what I've seen in interviews on stage, she is so appreciative of her job. She knows how lucky she is, but she also knows what comes with it. And I can't imagine, as a human being, it's very easy to go on so many nights on stage. Like, you're not always going to be happy. Like, you will get a rush of adrenaline if you're a singer and you enjoy doing that and it's something you like to do, but the adrenaline is temporary, you know what I mean? So it's not, you know, sometimes it will feel like a test, you know, like sometimes days in life feel like a test even though they're not. It's kind of like that. And it goes, because I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it, and I did. Lights, camera, bitch, smile in stilettos for miles. Glittery stilettos. He'd said he'd love me all for all time, but that time was quite short. I love how she changes the pre-chorus. And then we go to the end bit where she's like, you know you're good. And she's like, and I'm good. Because I'm miserable. And nobody even knows. Let's just try and come for my job at the end. Miserable is in capital letters. I love how she's just, it's so raw at the end because she's just like, oh, I'm miserable, nobody even knows. And she's like, I'm trying to come for my job. Like, good luck doing this, bitch. It's kind of saying like, oh God, you have no idea. It's like just a little sneak into how hard this fucking shit is. And even then she's giggling. You know, she's doing the little giggle. But yeah, I'm not surprised the song's popular. I think if she's, because there was a video that came out, like I said at the beginning of the video, of possible Tortured Poet stuff on tour, and I feel like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart will definitely be on the set list, just for the, I don't know, for the irony. But I have a feeling, like, what do we do on The Crowd Was Chanting More? Because I don't want to yell more. Considering the theme of the song, I'm like, and the crowd was chanting rest, crowd was chanting love. But that song is good. I feel like that'll be the next single. I wouldn't be surprised. The next song is song number 14, which is The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, which, no shock, is written and produced by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner. Like I said, I love the Aaron Dessner songs. They're so good. The Jack ones are good, but Aaron, I don't know why. I seem to gravitate more to the Aaron songs on this album, I've noticed just by my ranking. I don't know. But this is quite high up on my list. So I was very excited for this one because I feel like we've all had someone in our lives that we're thinking, oh God, you are really the smallest person. Like, you know what I mean? So I was quite excited to listen to this song. Was any of it true? Gazing at me starry-eyed. I just want to go back to like better safe than starry-eyed. I love how she's reusing so many phrases. It's really good. In your Jehovah's Witness suit. Who the fuck was that guy? Yeah, it's kind of because Jehovah's Witnesses, let's just say that Jehovah's Witnesses are against many things, but they also can be quite hypocritical. I'm sure there's hypocrites in every religion. You tried to buy some pills from a friend of friends of mine. They just ghosted you. Now you know what it feels like. That's interesting. And I don't even want you back. I just want to know if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal. And I don't miss what we had, but could someone give a message to the smallest man who ever lived? I love that she wrote that, because no matter the breakup, you don't want him back. You don't miss what you had, but you just want to give them a message. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want to talk to them again. You do not want to give them the attention, but the temptation you have just to give a message to them saying, really? Really? Like, you know what I mean? That temptation is always there, I'm sure, with any breakup. Especially if they have this complex that they did nothing wrong. You're like, it's like, come on. You hung me on your wall, stabbed me with your pushpins. That is so interesting that she went with, like, because, like, you know, when you get to, like, pushpins, I associate, like, it almost feels like a witness board, like, you know, at a police station, but also, like, when you're putting up memories on, like, I've got, like, a little pin board there, which I put pushpins in, so it's, like, stabbed me with your pushpins. It's, like, very negative connotations to something I associate with putting pictures up, like friendship pictures, but there's also that police association with it. Very crimey. In public, showed me off. Oh, stabbed me with your pushpins in public, showed me off. Oh, okay. Then sank in stoned oblivion, so like, you got the attention. Now you want to sink in stoned oblivion. Because once your queen had come, you'd treat her like an also-ran. You didn't measure up to any measure of a man. Ugh. Where does she store these lyrics? And then we've got the chorus again. And then the bridge. Oh my gosh. Were you sent by someone who wanted me dead? Did you sleep with a gun underneath your bed? Were you writing a book? Were you asleep a cell spy? In 50 years, will all this be declassified? It's so like, it seems very intimate, like between two people. They're the only ones that really know how things got so messed up. But other people are going to hear different sides of the story. So in 50 years, will all this be declassified? It's kind of like, will they finally see how I see it? Are you finally going to be honest? That kind of thing. And you'll confess why you did it, and I'll say good riddance, because it wasn't sexy once it wasn't forbidden. Oh god. I would have died for your sins, instead I just died inside, and you deserve prison but you won't get time. You'll slide into inboxes and slip through the bars. The thing is, there's always people like that, who like, oh god, you should get repercussions for this, but you won't. And if this is anything, like, if this is about like male behaviour, then yeah, probably won't get time. You'll slide into inboxes. Yeah, get your way out, slip through the bars. You crashed, like, by the way, I would have died for your sins, instead I just died inside. Wow. You crashed my party and your rental car. You said normal girls were boring, but you were gone by the morning. You kicked out the stage lights, but you're still performing. It's always this thing of putting on a face, isn't it? To make yourself not look bad in any scenario. It's just, and in plain sight you hid, but you are what you did, and I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive the smallest man who ever lived. Ooh. Literally, plain sight hiding. It's just the smallest man ever. There's a reason I love this song so much. Again, she knows what she's doing. She's got all these great songs. She's like, have them all. Oh no, we've only got 2 left to go through. Actually, it's probably best because the lighting is the daylight. The sun is fucking setting, but I am determined to get this video finished. So if I hadn't have had the KFC, we would have probably had enough daylight left, but it's KFC, innit? Okay, track number 15 is The Alchemy, which I think is a bit, like, quite low on my list, and this one's so chill. I don't know why, this song for me is so chill. So, this happens once every few lifetimes. These chemicals hit me like white wine. Wine! What if I told you I'm back? The hospital was a drag, worst sleep that I ever had. I personally take hospital as like just something, like it could be a metaphor for something negative, I'm not sure. I circled you on a map, I haven't come around in so long, but I'm coming back so strong. See, that makes me happy. She is coming back so strong. So when I touch down, call the amateurs and cut them from the team, ditch the clowns, get the crown, baby, I'm the one to beat. Because the sign on your heart says it's still reserved for me. Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? It's very much, it's very but daddy I love him in that way, where it's like, we're really gonna fight this? Nah. Hey you, what if I told you we're cool? That child's play back in school is forgiven under my rule. I I haven't come around in so long, but I'm making a comeback to where I belong. Yeah! And then we've got the chorus again. These blokes swarm the benches. See, blokes is a very British term, so it really like surprised me hearing her say blokes. I'm like, woo! We've been on a winning streak. She's definitely been on a winning streak at the moment. He jokes that it's heroin, but this time with an E. That's interesting, but really cute. I love that. That line is interesting and cute. Because the sign on your heart said it's still reserved for me. Honestly, who are we to fault the alchemy? Shirts off and your friends lift you up over their heads. Beer sticking to the floor, cheers chanted because they said there was no chance trying to be the greatest in the league. Where's the trophy? He just comes running over to me. So it's like they're both winning. And it's a really happy song. This song is genuinely really happy because it's like, we're both winning. There's a trophy. He's running over, you know. Beer, you know, cheering. It's just really, it's just nice. You know, it's kind of like, almost like, oh, this is like fun. And then it's the chorus again. And then it ends how it began, obviously. This happens once every few lifetimes. These chemicals hit me like white wine. Oh, I love that she mentions how the chemicals are like white wine and then shifts to like beer in like this alcohol. Kind of like, it's interesting. It's interesting. I like it. Now, this song was a mindfuck. Okay, this is the last song on the standard edition, and this was not what we thought it would be. This is not what I thought it would be. This was a fucking mindfuck. I figured it would be like another Lucky One, Last Great American Dynasty kind of thing, because it was Clara Bow, and I thought, oh, is she gonna do parallels to Clara Bow, which she did, but in a totally different way, she's just a fucking genius. Okay, so it's like, in quotations, you look like Clara Bow in this light, remarkable. All your life did you know you'd be picked like a rose? It's kind of like the industry just giving out compliments, trying to win these women over. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if it happened. Die if it happened to me. No one in my small town thought I'd see the lights of Manhattan. I love how these are all in quotation marks. This town is fake, but you're the real thing. Breath of fresh air through smoke rings. Take the glory, give everything, promise to be dazzling. It's like, oh yeah, you're the real thing, you know? You got it. Be dazzling. Take the glory, you know? Then it goes into the second verse, which I was like, okay. You look like Stevie Nicks in 75, the hair and lips. Crowd goes wild at her fingertips. Half moonshine, a full eclipse, which that was another lyric we got early. And we figured it would have been in Clara Bow, but we didn't know Stevie Nicks was going to be mentioned at this point. It feels like the perspective of all these different women coming into the industry and saying, oh, you look like this other famous woman, but you've got more than she had. So you're going to be even better. Like there can't be two of those kinds of women at the same time. It's always like, oh, you can replace this woman, not you can be a great addition to the already existing talent that we had. I cannot imagine how annoying, like it must be such an amazing job, but I can't imagine how annoying this industry must be. Like, it annoys me and I'm not even in it. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if I made it. Die if I made it. No one in my small town thought I'd meet these suits in LA. They all want to say, this town is fake, but you're the real thing. Breath of fresh air through smoke rings. Take the glory, give everything, promise to be dazzling. This song is genius. The crown is stained, but you're the real queen. Flesh and blood amongst war machines. Oh God, kind of like, oh, I love that. I'm sorry, I feel like reading it out like this, I'm just getting more thoughts. Like, it's a stained crown. It's been worn by other people before, but you're the real queen, so you can have it. Flesh and blood amongst war machines. Like machines being told what to do, all similar to each other, but you're the flesh and blood. You're different. You're something new. You're not a machine. Wow. You're the new god we're worshipping. Promise to be ... dazzling. The whole you're the new god we're worshipping is such an interesting line to put in, because there's been a lot of talk recently about how there are, like, you know, earlier in the video when I was talking about extreme Taylor Swift fans, it's like a lot of them do see her as a, like, almost like a god, and I'm like, she is talented, she is amazing, but to tell someone, oh, we basically worship you like a god, that's a lot of pressure. Like, I can imagine that's almost kind of quite scary. And like, oh, you probably think, great, I can't fuck up, that's just great, because then it's my fault. And it's like you're the new god we're worshipping, because that's how it kind of goes. It's like, you will be worshipped, yes, but if you have the power for people to hang on to your words, that is a lot of power and a lot of pressure, and it's coming through the pressure in this song. Then we have the bridge, which starts with, beauty is a beast that roars down on all fours demanding more. Once again, a shout back to the crowd was chanting more. And also, she said Taylor's oldest time. in Anti-Hero and has just gone with Beauty is a Beast. I don't know what to do with that personally. Only when your girlish glow flickers just so do they let you know. She's not wrong. This song makes me so upset, but I'm so upset for her in the way of, I wish she was wrong about this, but she's not. This is how it works, this is what they do. It's like, oh, only when you're a certain age, at a certain time, looking a certain way, singing a certain song will they let you know, and if you fuck up, you know, screw you, that kind of thing. It's hell on earth to be heavenly. Oh, it's so true though. Like, having all this pressure to be good all the time is hell. It's literally hell on earth, like, bro. Them's the breaks, they don't come gently. And then it went into the bit that absolutely, I think, shook the whole world. You look like Taylor Swift in this light, we're loving it. You've got edge she never did, the future's bright, ... dazzling. So she's showing it happening to these past amazing, successful women. And then she's like, yeah, and they're gonna do it again. The cycle will continue if we don't do anything about it. And it's like, it's kind of, she's being so vulnerable and showing us her fears and also the truth of what goes on and this pattern that seems unbreakable. And it's so unbelievably raw that this song alone is just, it's absolute, it's an art piece. It's like an article as well. It feels like a well thought out essay. That's what it feels like. Oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot to see who produced The Alchemy. Song credits. All right, Jack Antonoff produced The Alchemy, and Clara Bow was produced by Aaron Dessner. So yeah, well, that's the standard edition, guys. The fact that it has taken me this long to film the standard edition has basically made me realise that doing this in 2 parts was the best plan. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it's dark. The lighting is not what it was earlier, but this should show my determination, okay? Look at the outside. The sun is pretty much almost set. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below what your favorite song is from the standard edition. Maybe it's changed since your first listen. If it has, just tell me the 2 that you like which song was your favorite in your first listen, which song's your favorite now. Is it the same? Is it different? Mine's the same. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Do you have a favorite lyric? Do you think she's going to add anything onto the set list? And if you do, which songs do you think we'll get? And maybe which era will she get, or will she be removing songs? There is so many things to discuss, and if you have any opinions about the songs, which ones you like, which ones you like the lyrics and the sound of, or the production or anything, please comment them down below and start a nice little chat about it. I think that'd be really nice. And yeah, I will see you in part 2 of this video, which I'll obviously be filming another day. There's no way I can film anymore with this lighting. But yeah, watch out for part 2 coming out soon, which will be deep diving into the anthology tracks. And there's going to be some reaction footage from the day, so get ready for that. It's going to be really fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!